They told you he doesn't care. They told you he has moved on, that he is cold, distant, and completely disconnected from you. And maybe, in your quiet moments, you've started to believe them. But what if everything you've been told is wrong? What if the divine masculine is not empty or indifferent, but actually feeling everything just in ways you never expected? The problem is not that he doesn't feel love, but that the way he experiences it looks nothing like the stories we've been taught about romance. What will we help you with in today's video? In today's video, we are going to break through the myths and uncover the hidden truth about how the divine masculine experiences twin flame love. You will learn 5 powerful and often overlooked signs that reveal what is really happening beneath his silence, his distance, and even his seeming detachment. These are not lessons you will hear in mainstream advice. They are sacred truths that explain why quiet doesn't always mean absence, why space can sometimes mean deeper connection, and why his love might be the most profound you have ever known. How will this video change you? By the end of this video, you won't just see his actions differently. You will see the entire journey differently. You will understand that his love is not ordinary, not shallow, and not something to measure by appearances. This is soul-level recognition, a force that shifts his entire world even if he never says a word. Once you uncover these signs, you'll no longer be left doubting whether he feels anything. You'll finally recognize the truth of how deeply he is connected to you. Number 1. A different language of love. The divine masculine speaks a language of love that is often misunderstood. Unlike what most people expect, his love is not wrapped in constant words, grand declarations, or dramatic gestures. For him, love is not merely something to be spoken, it is something to be lived. While the divine feminine may naturally feel the pull to express openly, to share her emotions freely, and to reach outward with affection, the masculine instinctively turns inward. This does not mean he does not feel. In truth, he feels everything so deeply that the intensity can overwhelm him. His silence is not indifference. His distance is not coldness. They are shields, a way of containing emotions that would otherwise consume him if expressed without restraint. At times, he may behave as if nothing has changed. He may look straight into your eyes and pretend not to notice the shift between you, as though your presence has not stirred something inside. He may even act as though the bond is casual, ordinary, or easily dismissed. But within the sanctuary of his inner world, he knows. He recognizes what this connection truly is. It is not fleeting attraction, nor is it mere chemistry. It is something sacred, a familiarity of the soul, as if a memory buried beyond time has been reawakened. His spirit remembers you, even when his rational mind cannot explain why. When you are physically close to him, something subtle but undeniable happens. His energy softens. His defenses, no matter how strong, begin to waver in the warmth of your presence. You may notice the way his tone shifts, the way his body relaxes, or the way his gaze lingers longer than he intends. And when you are apart, the connection does not fade. Instead, it continues like a quiet hum in the background of his life. He senses you without needing to hear from you. He feels your presence in moments of solitude, in silence, and even in dreams. This energetic pull is constant, reminding him of you even when the world around him demands his attention. To the divine masculine, this is love's language, an intuitive, energetic, and spiritual recognition. He may not confess it in words, but he embodies it in the way he holds your memory close, in the way your essence lingers in his inner world, no matter how far apart you are. His heart speaks not through noise but through depth, not through performance but through presence. And while it may appear quiet, hidden, or restrained, this is the most authentic form of his love, a love that transcends logic, time, and distance. Before we move forward, take a moment to reflect on what we've just explored. Have you ever witnessed this quieter, more hidden language of love from your divine masculine? Does his silence sometimes confuse you, yet deep down you sense the connection is real and alive? I'd love to hear your perspective. Share your story or experience in the comments below, or simply type "Love speaks in silence" as an affirmation to let the universe know you recognize this truth. Your reflections not only help you deepen your own journey, but also inspire others walking the same path. Number 2. love expressed through action. The divine masculine often struggles with the language of emotions, unlike the divine feminine, who may naturally express affection through words, gestures of vulnerability, or open-hearted communication. The masculine tends to hold his feelings close, hidden beneath the surface. This doesn't mean his love is absent, it simply means it speaks a different dialect. His love rarely comes dressed in declarations or poetic phrases. Instead, it shows up quietly, steadily, and often in ways that others might overlook. He may never say, "I love you," with words, but his heart is revealed in the subtle ways he cares for you. It is in the moment he texts to ask if you got home safely after a long drive, in the way he takes notice of something broken and fixes it without being asked, or in how he remembers the small detail you mentioned weeks ago about what brings you comfort. These acts may seem simple, but for him they are sacred. They are his way of ensuring you feel seen, valued, and protected. To the divine masculine, love is not meant to be performative. It is not about making grand gestures to prove something to the world. Instead, his love is rooted in presence and reliability. It is a quiet loyalty that asks for no spotlight, no recognition, and no applause. His care is most visible when life becomes difficult, when you are overwhelmed, when you feel unsafe, when you need someone to lean on. That is when he steps forward, not with speeches, but with action. For him, love is not a word, it is a vow lived out daily. It is expressed in the selfless things he does without expecting thanks, in the way he shows up consistently, even when it goes unnoticed. He proves his devotion by protecting what he values, by standing close when you feel alone, and by carrying burdens alongside you so you don't have to face them on your own. In his world, love is not spoken but embodied. It is a steady current running through every quiet deed, every thoughtful action, every moment of unshakable presence. The divine masculine may never articulate his feelings the way you long to hear them, but if you pay attention, you will find his love written everywhere in the details, in the effort, and in the way he silently ensures that you are cared for. His love is not loud, but it is real. It is not boastful, but it is enduring. And it is in these quiet, unwavering actions that his soul declares what his lips cannot, that you matter more to him than words could ever say. Number 3. The battle within, fear of vulnerability. Beneath the quiet gestures of care, beneath the steady presence he tries to offer, lies an inner battlefield that few can see. Loving you does not only awaken joy within him, it also stirs everything he has tried to bury for years. Real love has a way of uncovering hidden places. It touches the old wounds he has worked so hard to ignore. It unearths fears he thought were long gone, and it brings to the surface emotions he has been taught to deny. What feels so natural to you, openness, closeness, vulnerability, feels to him like stepping into dangerous territory. Not because he is weak, but because he has been conditioned to believe that showing emotion strips him of his strength. In truth, he is not fragile. He is simply overwhelmed by the depth of what he feels. This is why, at times, he pulls back. His silence is not indifference. His distance is not abandonment. It is his way of trying to protect himself from being consumed by emotions he cannot yet fully understand or control. The connection he feels with you is not casual. It is real, powerful, and terrifying. And because it matters so much, his instinct is to retreat, to give himself space to breathe, to regain a sense of control before stepping forward again. For him, choosing closeness is not simple. To come closer to you means tearing away the layers of armor he has built over a lifetime. It means exposing the tender parts of himself he has never allowed anyone to see. And that kind of vulnerability takes more courage than he even realizes he possesses. Every time he edges toward you, every time he dares to stay a little longer in your presence despite his fear, he is fighting a silent war within himself, a war between the safety of self-protection and the risk of opening his heart fully. His love, then, is not just a story of devotion, it is also a story of bravery. To remain present with you, even in moments when his instincts scream for retreat, is one of the most courageous acts of his life. And though he may not always find the words to explain this battle, if you look beyond the silence, you will see a man learning to redefine what strength truly means. not in holding emotions back, but in daring to let them be seen. Imagine a man who grew up in a world where he was told to never cry, to always stay strong, to hide his feelings no matter how heavy they became. Now, years later, he finds himself in front of the woman who stirs his soul in ways he cannot explain. When she looks into his eyes with love, he feels exposed as if she can see the parts of him he has locked away since childhood. Instead of leaning in, his instinct is to pull back, to retreat into silence, not because he doesn't care, but because he cares too much. His heart races, his defenses tremble, and he fears that letting her see his vulnerability might shatter the identity he has spent years constructing. Yet, every time he chooses to stay, to sit with the discomfort of being seen, he is taking one step closer to courage. That moment when fear collides with love is the battlefield of the divine masculine, and it is where his true growth begins. Number 4. Awakening to the truth. The divine feminine is often the first to awaken to the truth of the connection. She feels it before words are spoken, before circumstances align, before the masculine even knows what is happening within him. She recognizes the mirror reflected in his eyes, the spiritual pull that defies logic, and the soul-deep recognition that whispers, "This is not ordinary love." To her, it is undeniable. It lives in her bones, in her spirit, and in the way her heart beats differently when he is near. The divine masculine, however, rarely awakens at the same pace. His journey unfolds on a different timeline. At first, he may resist the bond, pushing it away as if denying it could make it disappear. He may bury himself in distractions, try to explain it away as chance, or even walk away altogether. His mind seeks control, and when faced with a force that dismantles his carefully constructed reality, his instinct is to retreat. But beneath the surface, even in his silence, the pull does not fade. It lingers, quietly unraveling the walls he has built. There always comes a moment when resistance begins to crack. It may arrive through a sudden dream, a song that pierces through his defenses, or a memory of her presence that refuses to be silenced. At first, it is subtle, but then the shift arrives like a flood. The truth can no longer be denied. The connection he once doubted suddenly demands recognition, and his soul begins to awaken to what the feminine has always known. When this realization takes root, it is rarely gentle. It does not creep in softly, it arrives all at once, like lightning breaking through the night sky. In an instant, the masculine understands. He sees clearly who she is and what she has always been to him. The illusions fall away, the excuses collapse, and the truth stands bare. This bond is not coincidence, not timing, not imagination. It is destiny. From that point forward, nothing is ever the same again. There is no more pretending that he does not feel. There is no more suppressing the pull of his own soul. He cannot explain it away, because every fiber of his being confirms it. The realization is irreversible. Once he knows, he cannot unknow. Once he sees, he cannot unsee. And from that moment, his life is forever changed. If you've made it this far, it means something in these words has spoken to your soul. Take a moment to reflect. Have you witnessed this kind of awakening in your own journey, either within yourself or in your connection? Your story matters, and sharing it may be the very thing that inspires or comforts someone else walking a similar path. I would love to hear your experiences in the comments, whether it's a detailed story or simply writing the affirmation, "The truth of my connection is unfolding." By leaving your words here, you claim your journey and add your energy to this collective awakening. Number 5. A shared emotional field. The bond between twin flames exists beyond the ordinary rules of love, time, or distance. Even when life seems to have separated you, even when months or years pass without a word, this connection does not dissolve. On the surface, he may act as if he has moved on. He may appear cold, detached, or completely absorbed in his own world. Yet beneath that exterior, something far deeper is stirring. He feels you not always in ways he can explain or acknowledge, but in ways that live within his soul. When you hurt, he aches, even if he cannot trace the reason for his sudden heaviness. When your tears fall silently at night, an echo of that grief ripples through him, showing up as restlessness, melancholy, or an inexplicable weight pressing on his heart. This is the essence of the shared emotional field. Your energy does not stop at the edge of your body, nor do his. The two of you are linked through a current of spirit, a bridge of unseen light that allows your emotions to move as though they belong to both of you. He may not speak about this connection. He may not even realize consciously that what he feels is tied to you, yet your presence is interwoven with his inner world, living inside him like a soft and persistent echo. This is not an ordinary romance that disappears when silence falls or when miles stretch between you. This is not a love that fades in the absence of communication. Instead, it is a love that continues to breathe in the unseen spaces, carried through energy, spirit, and a language beyond words. And this is the mystery of the twin flame journey. It teaches you that love is not confined to physical closeness or verbal reassurances. It is written in energy, pulsing through both souls as if they were sharing one heart. You do not need constant proof, because the connection itself is the proof. Even when he tries to bury it, deny it, or walk away from it, the bond remains unbreakable, undeniable, and alive within both of you. The divine masculine does not love in ways that the world often teaches us to recognize. His love is not a spectacle of constant words or dramatic gestures. Instead, it breathes quietly, in the unspoken spaces where energy carries the message far more powerfully than words ever could. His love is sacred, steady as the ground beneath your feet, deep as the soul itself. He may not always say, "I love you," but in every silent moment, in every protective glance, in every act of presence, he lives those words. If you have ever sat in the stillness of his silence, yet felt his presence so strongly that it reached into your very bones, you already know this truth. If you have ever been miles apart but still sensed his energy like a pulse in your own heart, then you understand. The divine masculine does not love less, he simply loves differently. His love is not bound by logic, by timing, or by surface appearances. It is a soul-to-soul language, written in vibrations, in energy, and in eternity. So, I ask you now, has this message stirred something within you? Have you recognized this kind of love in your own journey? If it resonates, take a moment to declare it aloud. Leave a comment below and write, "I feel the connection." In doing so, you are not just affirming your truth, you are also giving courage to others walking this same path, reminding them that they are not alone. Remember this, the twin flame journey is not about playing games or seeking validation. It is about awakening, surrender, and ultimately, divine union. The timing is written in the stars, unfolding exactly as it was always meant to. Trust it, embrace it, and allow yourself to be transformed by it. If this message has touched your soul, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who may need to hear it, and subscribe for more guidance on this sacred path. And when you're ready, watch the video below on your screen. It will take you even deeper into the mystery of twin flame love and the divine plan unfolding for you.